Hello everybody, welcome back to Circuit Simon Says. Today I'm taking a look at my scalextric BTCC Honda Civic. This is a car that I have raced and we raced at the Club Racing Series. I've returned it back to stock, all except for the magnet. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this car really. Scalextric make a very nice detailed car. You know, the printing on the cars and the bodies are very, very good. I think in terms of the body weight, scalextric, I think they use a lighter body, maybe slightly thinner plastic. It still fits the chassis very well, but it keeps the car light. And when you're dealing with these small motors, weight makes a difference. It's not the lightest car, but it's not the heaviest one either. I've definitely been racing this for quite a while now, and these cars can take a beating. This has seen more than its fair share of track departures, shall we say. This is one of the earliest cars I got whilst learning to race at the track. So details wise, scalextric do some really cool looking graphics on these cars. You know, they do an excellent job of the printing. Yeah, so that's that. Comparing it back to the Carrera car that I use all the time, both the fit is equally good on both of these. They both take different strategies on their guide. The Carrera go with this twin blade guide which self-censors, and scalextric go with their own guide, although you know, I prefer the Carrera guide setup, but even more than the Carrera, I prefer maybe the more traditional version of the guide, which is simpler still. This way is the lightest really. It doesn't have any return springs on it and no big housing, and there's no fancy tricks with that. The Carrera, they have the guides that are, you know, you just pull them in and out of their thing, and then scalextric have their own quick guide system. There seems to be a bit more play in this system. That's why I don't like it as much as some of the others, but all things being equal, you race scalextric against scalextric, everything's fair. Now scalextric come with a provision for a digital chip and their version of it, or you can get an aftermarket for Carrera. At a similar or at a cheaper price point, you can get a Carrera digital with their digital chip. So with the Carrera, I think you might get a little bit more for your money because they do brass bushings up front, a digital chip in the middle, and you'll get your two magnets and your motor. The scalextric is a little bit more expensive. It's analog, with the provision for a digital upgrade. It comes with a magnet. Having said that, it runs just fine without them. I run it without the magnet. The scalextric comes with softer tyres, which I think help it run better without the magnet than the Carrera. So, you know, you could get aftermarket tyres for the Carrera, but out of the box, this actually runs better without the magnet. It comes with nylon bearings. Neither are adjustable in terms of motor height or anything. They're single, I guess, molded plastic chassis versus the twin molded chassis of Slotted. So they're comparable really, but for the money you can get the digital functions from the Carrera. You would have to spend additional money on top of the car to get the digital functions for the scalextric. But the car is good. Let's take a little peek on the inside. Okay, so here we are inside the scalextric British touring car, and a couple of really cool things. It is an analog car, and it does come with the lights with it. These lights are brilliant. Now you will have to excuse the glue marks where I've removed my magnets that I used for the racing, but they're gone, so it's returned back to stock. But unfortunately, gluing and ungluing the magnets caused a bit of damage to the chassis there, but it hasn't affected the handling. Like I say, Scalextric use their own proprietary quick release guide. It works. The braids that they come with are a bit flimsy, but you can wrap around aftermarket braid, which is what I have done here. The stock braids on Scalextric look like that, if I can get them, and they're a little bit weak and flimsy, the stock braids, but once they're gone you can replace it with aftermarket. Now, if you've seen one of my other videos about the Scalextric Ford Mustang, you know that this had a high center of gravity and its motor was sideways, and that one tops over, or rolls over very easily, tips over very easily. This Honda BTCC without the magnet is actually a bit of a track hugger. I think there's a real nice balance between the stock tyres and how they interact with my Carrera track. You've got a little bit of drift, but you've got a surprising amount of grip too, which makes this for a very easy car to drive quite quick, and is quite an easy car to control. And I really like that about this. It's a shame I don't have another one. Now, we used to race this, and the reason why we don't race these anymore is, unfortunately, when Scalextric only put out one car a year for the British touring car, which is where we're at right now. I think there may be one or maybe two in their current catalogue for 2025. That really isn't enough variety to support racing at a club level when you've got 15, 20 racers all wanting to buy new cars or have the money for new cars, but because there's no changes, there's no reason for them to buy any new cars. And while that's good at the home level, it doesn't really help support a shop. A shop needs to sell products, and so needs a variety. So in order to have a class of cars, we need to be looking at, a deep field of variety, and at the moment they don't have that in the BTCC class. So that's why we've stopped racing these in the class. So I would love Scalextric to broaden their depth back into any of the current racing classes. We need more than two in a class really to make it viable at a club level, but they make a good car. It's the only reason why we stopped running them. So I'm going to put this back together, we'll put it back on the track, and we'll take a look at how she performs. Hopefully she's still going well. I'll be back in a sec. So here we are at the Circuit Simon Says, running the Honda Civic. It is a great car. Like I said, I'm running this without magnets. You can run the cars with the magnets, it would stick with glue and you could get even faster lap times, but without the magnets and at the voltage that I run on setting 8 out of 10 on the Carrera digital scale. It's a great car. Oops, I'll go get that back. Alright, we're back on track. It's a really great car, and it's really well balanced and suited for this track. It likes to get a little sideways. It's very cold out. We're about 50 degrees right now, so with some warmth in the track it would grip a bit better. But even then, it's low, it's flat, it's very well planted. I came off in the same space again. Anyway, let me bring this back and wrap it up. So there we go. Scalextric, you know, they did a really good job with these BTCCs. I haven't driven it much on the circuit while I was racing because it was loaded with magnets and had a different set of tyres on there to maximise the grip on the shop track. The shop track has a different level of grip. Magnets suit that circuit very well. My home track, my Carrera, I find that this has a good amount of grip with these stock scalextric tyres. The car hangs on pretty well, and you know, if you're paying attention, you can get this round the track very quickly, very nicely and very smoothly. Sure, it's not as fast as some of the other cars, but it's not as tricky to drive as others. So, you know, different cars give different experiences, and you know, different setups, and different tracks are suitable for different cars with or without magnets. You know, as long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter if you've got magnets or not. I just really do like the way that this car drives in stock but without the magnets on this Carrera track. So yeah, if you're considering it, you know, these BTCC cars run very well. They're smooth runners in analog. However, if you're wanting to go digital, I think even with Carrera or scalextric, with Carrera you've got the digital chips with the car, they'll run on digital track just fine. With a scalextric, as the cars come, you'll probably still need to add an extra chunk of change, whether or not you're going with a Carrera chip or chipping these for scalextric digital. So you know, that's, I think, where the falling down is in the scalextric. You've got a good analog car, you've got to add a bit more to it to run it on anybody's digital system. So there you go. It's a good running car, good fun, they look great. I just wish they kept on with their support for the BTCC series, so that we would have made it viable at a club level. So yeah, great cars, great for the home track. Set it up, have fun as you wish. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. Bye.